And before they could even throw down, another person comes in with the whole sniper blasting away. It just slides straight and smooth as butter. And look at this man Kamina. This man is dead serious farming clips while giant boulders are flying around him.
I should have known a mech wouldn't be able to handle a demon like me. Fine, I'll destroy you myself.
And he booms Simo and Neo straight down, hitting them with kicks and rights, and then another uppercut. Then Kamina does one of the hardest, most outlandish poses I've seen in a minute. Another outlandish freeze frame. I don't know why Simone is tooted up, and they just start riding out of the battlefield on a giant wave. Like, what am I even watching, man? This is such insane levels of peak.
Looks like I found you again, you filthy humans. Today will be the day I kill all of you and use your heads as trophy inside of my office. And then after that, I will... Why are you guys freaking naked?
Guys, I'm not going to lie. I've watched Gurren Lagann, and now I have stumbled upon such peak that I now have crippling depression. I mean, I was not expecting this anime to be absolutely busted. Like, look how he's mogging in front of the camera, but it was not always like this for Simone. What have I told you that he was from the... Simone and the other humans all live very deeply underground, and Simone, I guess, basically has a job or pastime digging in order to find treasure, which he does stumble upon a drill-shaped item. Now, this little drill right here will tie into a lot of other stuff we would get into, and trust me, this drill, this drill started the process of the destruction of this entire universe. So with his new loot, he starts walking around with it, and of course, it's always someone jealous around, and they start cooking him about his fit. Ew, ain't that little dusty miner boy?
Heck yeah, girl, that's that dusty little miner boy right there. He is a straight bum. All he does is dig tunnels and everything. He ain't gonna be nothing in life, girl. My mama told me he is dusty.
I can't believe that they really just started tag teaming my boy Simone like that. He's out here hitting Spider-Man emotes, which leads to him bumping into Kamina, who suggests he calls him bro. And Simone's like, I really don't even know you, or for the matter of fact, seen you at all.
Of course you have. I'm your bro. Anyways, bro, listen here. I've got a little plan, and as my bro, you can't really even say no. I and some buddies are gonna go up to the surface.
That didn't explain anything. Is this guy okay? And they all hop on top of Boris and they start to play Extreme Pamplona, zooming all the way to the top and combining the boards like, what even am I watching right now? And they end up running straight into the sheep, who ends up booming them boys back down. What's all this nonsense about the damn surface? How many times do I have to say there's no surface? Simo, I know you were up there to this because your daddy was a drunk. Wait, why is he blaming me for this? This is all Kamina's fault. I don't even know my father. Simo then watches as they drag Kamina away and into a prison while he goes back to his job of digging tunnels and expanding the village. I swear, every time at the start when I saw digger scenes, I just kept thinking of the miner meme. Later in the night, Simo ends up stumbling upon this mech looking thing that was glowing in response to the drill that he had found earlier, which then makes Simo go and break Kamina out of the prison because he wanted to show him what he had found. Big homie, I found something that you just might want to see.
Is it a big booty girl?
What does that mean? And you guys see this little guy? That's Buddha. And y'all know me and how I feel about goated animals that can help. I basically look at them as anime summons. They start heading out towards it and end up running into the sheaf. So you think you can sneak out, Simone, without any consequences, you dang delinquent?
Simone, are you really gonna let this fat, half-bald Dr. Eggman looking oversized nose guy talk to you like that? Hey, Simone, tell him you can beat him in a fight.
So before they can resort to violence, the entire ceiling of their underground village gets busted into, and this thing is called a gunman. So after Kamina does a little bit of mog farming, he gets prepped to take on this new beast with just his sword, and this sparked a flame inside of Simone. Wow, my big bro that I just met is a goat.
What could possibly a beauty human like you even do to me?
And before they could even throw down, another person comes in with the whole sniper blasting away. It just slides straight and smooth as butter.
Simone, did you see that smooth slide she had? It's called the slip and slide farming technique. I'll have to teach it to you someday.
How did she crease her shoes? This is Yoko, a human that just popped from the surface. So the three of them jump into action, set it up in the building. Yoko even had a clean shot. All she had to do was wait for the gunman to stop moving. Easy and simple. Kamina just starts yelling at the top of his lungs, forcing them to take cover underground. Simo ends up leading them down the tunnels he made to what he wanted to show him earlier. And as you guys know, this is a gunman. Kamina tells Simo that he could pilot it and fight the gunman up top. But of course, Simo doesn't have that that dog installed into him just yet and needs some extra motivation.
Remember how that chef was talking down on you? Remember what those little ugly girls said about your drip, about your legacy?
So they get into the gunman, he puts in the drill, and then it starts to activate, and then they start through the tunnel. So obviously he can't control it at all, and he's spinning around chaotically. I mean, look at Yoko. She is absolutely fighting for her life. So of course, he keeps talking straight cash trash to it, and ends up slamming down, and Simo barely dodges out of the way. And honestly, they are getting torn up as they start scrambling for their lives. And I know that man Simo is not over here sleeping right now.
Some waffles would be yummy.
He wakes up instantly realizing that his homies are in trouble. So he finally gets the courage to get up and start running down, first tripping over, losing some aura, diving headfirst right into the gunman's hand. Look at his head, bro. 1 second he was just over here digging, doing his regular job that he's been doing all his life, and the next, this man is fighting a giant gunman and hyperventilating. See, I understand. If I was in this position and my life got flipped upside down like this, I would also be freaking out. So they start congratulating him for finally manning up and coming to fight. He sucks them into his gunman right before the big bad gunman smashes it, and it ends up hitting his own self, which ends up knocking it down. But of course, the gunman is not dead and instantly tries to eat them. And while all looks lost, Simo locks in, puts the gunman into overdrive, ends up busting out of it with a giant drill. Yo, mind you guys, this is only episode 1 right here. So now Simo and Kamina are looking like they are locked in like Goku and Gohan. Before they let out a war cry, charging all the way up, exploding the gunman's hands, smashing into it, exploding through the underground and going all the way to the Earth's surface. But they don't have any energy left anymore, and they start to plummet to the Earth's ground to their deaths. And yes, of course they do end up surviving, but as soon as they look up, there are 2 more gunmen ready to fight them. They can't even catch a break. Once again, they had to start running for their lives, and all of a sudden, Yoko's like,
Oh, sorry boys, did I forget to say that I was actually getting jumped? Whoopsies.
and just look at these things. Why do they look like that? Imagine this, 2 big green giant garbodors chasing you down. So Simone already had enough. This dude literally starts trying to go back down to the village, and Kamina is back on his crazy stuff, literally talking trash once again to the gunman. And before he gets crushed, he gets saved by Simo. He starts riding on top of the gunman. Like, Kamina, watch out, bro. Who do you think you are feeling like? Then once again, Kamina ends up giving Simo a pep talk, inspiring him. Also, Yoko starts firing her sniper again, and hold up, man. This anime has got to relax. Look at the complete and utter shock on Simone's face. And I didn't even see this last time. Yo, Kamina, what are you looking at, my guy? So Yoko just keeps firing her sniper away, and I guess this ends up scaring Simone, and the gunman starts losing energy, which of course I will explain all of this as it goes on, because it does all tie together. And like I said earlier, it's about the drill in Simone too. So they end up falling back down, and I didn't even have this thought in my head until I saw this frame. But why does this gunman have a whole handful of Kamina's cheeks? By this point, it is looking cooked for all of them. Yoko ran out of bullets once again. The gunman's not moving, Simone's freaking out, Kamina is being Kamina, and right before it looks like they were about to meet their end, a whole bunch of people that Yoko knows comes out and starts firing at the gunman. And these are the people that are from another village that Yoko is from, very similar to the underground village that Simone and Kamina are from, which ends up forcing the gunman to retreat, and these things are called beastmen. They're the things that actually control the gunman. And for as long as humans can remember, the gunman and humans have been at war together, and this is a small portion of the reason why the humans live underground. So every single morning, the government comes out and they eradicate any humans that they see above ground. You know, I'm not going to live my entire life underground. When those nukes start dropping, go ahead and get me up out of here first. I don't even want to be a part of it. Later that night, Simone is once again down in the dumps because he feels worthless. This is going to be a common occurrence for a while, but trust me, our boy Simone gets to the top.
I was worthless, bro. I could barely help in that fight. I'm a failure.
You might have looked like a chicken. You might have looked soft in front of a baddie. You might be dusty, and you might not have any aura.
Is there a point to all this? Like, no matter how many flaws I have, I would be great. Like,
Oh no, you're extremely sorry, but believe in me that believes in you.
now meet this new person named Leron. And now that I'm looking back at the name, okay, this is obviously a guy, but when I was like very first watching this, I didn't know if this was a guy or a girl until like episode 20. But also I wasn't even trying to figure it out or anything. I'm just like, okay, maybe this is, maybe it's not. It's just the way the other characters interact with this character that was so funny. And it's like, you could just tell the difference between 2007 and the 2020s era. He also starts explaining a little bit of lore about the world and how the people of the past, based off the records, called the surface above them the sky and called certain things stars. And they also know about the moon. So they weren't totally like primitive or anything. It's just like basically like lost technology from a long time ago. I mean, these guys have mechs and are blowing each other up and have giant high-powered Halo snipers. I really don't know why this scene even got animated. I just really can't help but laugh hard at stuff like this because like, what is going on? I swear this anime felt like a fever dream to me. But anyways, let's continue on with the story. So Yoko asked Simone if he could use the mech to go pick some items up over there. You know how earlier he was having some performance issues, but for unknown reasons,
Yeah, that
brother's starving.
He ends up getting inspired, and all of a sudden the mech starts booting up. They eventually all end up heading back to the main village that they have, because basically the whole reason that Kamina's and Simone's was destroyed was because they were supposed to deal with the gunman, and they didn't deal with it in time. Which leads us to get a backstory of Kamina and how his dad showed him the service and told him that this is what the above service looks like. I guess, I don't know why he just didn't take him with him, but hey, I'm not going to say anything about it. But yeah guys, just remember this scene right here, because I was just like, this has to be satire from what just happened. Anyways, they wake up to a giant boom because, you know, on the service, giant gunmen rule the world. And I guess since they attacked them yesterday, they've been attacking for 2 days straight, which is not a normal thing they do because they usually wait a little bit. So they decide to head out, and of course Simone stays back. He just starts looking at his mech like how Batman was looking at his suit, and I genuinely don't know what it is about this guy, but it's just something I can't put my finger on about this person that freaks me out. It's like, yeah, I know what they were trying to do with this person, but it was just coming off as like straight creepy vibes. But at the same time, he kind of just grew on me at the end. But anyways, Kamina and Yoko and the entire village are plotting on taking down the gunman before a whole other gunman comes in shaking the entire landscape. It's just explosions after explosions. I feel like I'm watching a Michael Bay movie. And here's the kicker about this. Those trimmers sent Simone into a PTSD episode about his parents because they were the ones that got killed by earthquakes that were happening in the village. And look at the straight dogness on his face. He's ready to go to war. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Simone. That's what I'm trying to see. That's the energy we need. Those things monsters killed my parents and had the nerve to say it was all just for content. I will end them. So Simone lets out a war cry as everyone else is getting messed up by this gunman. I mean, these guys are fighting for their lives, but they're basically just like flies to them. In return, they explode one of the cliffs and all the rocks fall on the gunman, which does nothing. He just starts raising out even more. And look at this man, Kamina. This man is dead serious farming cliffs while giant boulders are flying around him. That's when Simone comes out of nowhere crashing in. And Kamina doesn't waste a single beat, hitting an opponent and jumping in the air and getting right into the mech with Simone. And Simone is raging, telling Kamina that these were the people that killed his parents. So he goes berserk, and of course that was just a horrible idea. And they almost get smacked before Yoko snipes and helps them out. I really don't even know what to say about this next scene. Like, I might smack the fire out of Kamina because she specifically asked this man, does he know how to use a gun? And you know how he responded?
I'm the great bro, not knowing how to use a gun. Who do you think I am?
Before using the gun in the most completely wrong way, Simone jumps in and comes and helps out, and they end up stealing one of the gunmen. They get hit with a huge kick, then another kick. Look at Kamina blasting off like Team Rocket. And then Simone gets his head gripped, thrown into the sky, and smacks into Kamina, and they both smack down to the ground. Kamina starts freaking out from this skull looking thing, maybe because he thinks he's about to die or something. Like, at first I was so confused about this because I was like, what's going on with this man? Meanwhile, Simone is doing his best Yamcha impression, but Kamina ends up pulling it together, hitting a who do you think I am, picking and twirling around and smacking the other one, sending it flying through basically the Grand Canyon. Then Kamina tells Simone to raise his fighting spirit before grabbing him like Wolverine off of Marvel Rivals and sending him hurling at them, transforming into a drill, missing them, drilling into the earth, coming all the way back around, hitting them with a finisher blow and winning the fight for today. Which then later on that day, Kamina ends up calling his mech Gurren and Simo's Lagann. The item earlier I had told you guys to remember about, well yeah, that had belonged to his father, and that's how he knew that this was actually his father who came to the service all that time ago and died just like that. Like, did he not get 30 feet away from his own village or something? Or did he go to the other village? I don't know what happened, but yeah, we figured out that his father got boomed. But don't worry guys, because Kamina is not as down in the dumps as you guys would think, because his fighting spirit is so strong that he knows he has to keep going. So Simone, Yoko, and Kamina all end up going hunting, and while hunting, he ends up noticing that there was another arrow inside of an animal, and someone tries to attack him. He shoots and misses as the guy gets behind him as he starts ducking, and then he jumps into another attack, shooting with the gun and parrying as they go into a standstill.
Well, crazy human. I see you have some skill. Maybe this will be fun after all.
Now this is Viral, a beast man and an enemy to humanity. All those things that were in the gunman are basically what he is also. They get prepped to fight again, and Kamina ran out of ammo in his gun. I guess this thing only holds like 2 bullets or something. He swings and Viral instantly dodges. Viral pushes up on him, hitting him with a series of attacks, cutting him, stabbing him, and jumping in the air and cutting him again. Freeze frame. What is going on right here? Why does it look like he's about to do the craziest tomahawk gun? And why is Kamina defense like this? Kamina pulls the arrow out of his inventory, slicing Viral's cheek.
How did that arrow department attack feel?
Ha! I've had box cutters do more damage than that weak attack.
Viral charges again. Simo comes out of nowhere with this giant big-headed mech, and Viral must have played Battlefield, spotting a sniper from the glare and dodging it in an instant. I mean, just look at the shock on Yoko's face from that. If somebody dodged a sniper shot, I'm packing my bags and leaving. There is no reason we need to be fighting this person. And then bro comes back in with a super giant mech. Bro, that's a really big gunman. Are you sure we could take that thing?
Don't be afraid, bro. This new FaceTime feature is sick, but watch me hit a trick shot on him.
So it is true. Those
lowly, filthy humans are stealing the Spiral King's creations. I'll have your head before dinner.
They start sizing each other up, get into a face war or something, before Viral hits them with an overhand into a kick, smacking them straight down. Simo couldn't go for this, so he rushes in the fight also. And they do the Wolverine and Hawk move again, but he easily dodges out of the way. Simo comes back and then gets hit with a roundhouse kick. And Kamina gets low swipe before getting punched midair. And then he hit the boys with the ultimate attack, exploding everything. Viral just walks away because he thinks the job is finished, but Simo has dug underground, making them safe. So now Kamina is asking him, why did he dig that hole? Is he scared or something? And Simo's like, yes, bro, I am scared. Let's go back to the village, bro. We cannot fight these gunmen. But once again, he ends up inspiring him, making sure he doesn't lose any of his fighting spirit. He says that Simo drills will pierce through the heavens and save the whole entire world. And since Yoko could tell that Simo is in over his head, she wants him or her to go out to Lagann instead of Simo because, you know, he's just a kid. But Kamina is standing on business, and he wants Simo to do it because he trusts in him fully. Literally one of the best bros of all time, if we are being honest. He's for sure in the top 10 of duos. The next day comes around and they are all waiting on Viral to return back so they can fight them for a round 2. And right on cue, Viral comes in super clean, ready to start the next round. They immediately started blasting him, but he didn't care about any of that, wiping him out in an instant. Kamina punches him to distract Viral, but Viral swipes him off his feet again before kicking him in the back of the head. And this was just looking like a wrestling match. Heavy elbows, multiple kicks on the ground, rocket launcher combos. No, please don't tell me he's gonna bring up that day I found out what was in his rock book. Wait, what was in his rock book? I don't want to talk about it. Once again, Simo gets locked in, letting out that war cry and turning into Broly. And Kamina is still getting watched. Then Viral starts charging up his ultimate attack before he gets distracted by Simo, who rushes in with his drill and knocks the attack out of the way. And for the first time, they combine together. And at first, it looks like they didn't do anything. But then they go into a beam class, and then they actually start transforming. I feel like I was a Power Ranger for a second. And this is the true power of Gurren Lagann. Look how smoothly they are walking towards him. A whole new wave of R just washed over them before they headbutt again. They hit the classic punch counter combo, breaking his helmet and then putting it on mid-fight. Viral ends up pulling out his swords and they use their drills to fight back. And they are easily overpowering Viral now, forcing him to retreat as he ends up escaping. At night, the entire village is celebrating the win of Gurren Lagann team. And Simo is hitting the look at my drip pose again before Yoko comes to talk to him and congratulate him on his win. And he falls for the rookie mistake. You can't fall for everybody that gives you a compliment. This is the basics to not getting pump fake. But of course, he starts crushing. Meanwhile, Kamina is just upping his stocks and aura as he takes his dad's old cape, putting it on. How this survived years upon years with no problem after nukes were being set off, I don't know. So Lagann, Simo, Kamina, and Yoko all decide to go take down the Spiral King and save the human race, starting a great journey of Team Gurren Lagann. Lagann ends up looking at Simo's mech suit, and it turns out to be very special. Basically, this suit only responds to Simo and his battle spirit. Meanwhile, they are over here training, trying to figure out how to combine, but they're doing it in a completely wrong way. Simo's over here running for his life, getting boulders thrown at him, and they were so distracted that they didn't even realize these people were sneaking up on them, and they ended up getting sneak attacked. Then just 3 seconds later, I don't know how Simo ended up in this frame, and I can't even lie, a lot of scenes in here cracked me up that would bring absolute hell on Twitter if it was dropped today. I truly don't know what happened to the internet after 2023, but I swear nothing has been the same since then. Now the people that attacked them thought they were beastmen because they were inside of the gunmen, because right now it is absolutely unheard of humans to control gunmen, which leads the kid and Kamina getting into an argument.
Are you and your crazy three stooges going to pay back for that mech that we just stole?
Why would I ever pay you back for something you stole? And it's like we said, we thought the kid was getting an attack.
You even got my cape dirty, you scum.
Who are you calling a scum, you scum? Your cape isn't even as good as mine anyways.
You watch your filthy mouth. My drip's immaculate. My flow is amazing. My aura's the greatest.
And then he just flexes the cape on them, taking all the girls with him. And all 3 of them introduce themselves as the black siblings. And I'm gonna have to put a hold on this because I don't see any black people around. But just really quick to tell you their names. And yes, I am going to mess these up because I am not about to go back and watch this anime to say their names correctly. This is Koyo, the oldest, Kinyan, the middle, and Kayel, the youngest, along with Kitten, of course. And yeah, they go around hunting beastmen. They're beastmen hunters. I guess the girls went out hunting and the guys stayed back because they were all starving until they came back with these giant cotton candy peak looking things. And it turns out that these were actually beastmen that they were about to eat, which leads to them chasing them down because look how this man is running. A full-on spread, putting his dirty shoes on the table. And why is Simo's plate so big? What is he sharing the food with? Little bro right here? So now they have to fight for dinner. And the gunman ends up starting to play a game of pushing it, all while Simo and Kamina are rushing towards their mechs. But Kamina ends up smacking him because he wanted to do the merge correctly, like how they trained. And then all 16 of the gunmen combine to each other to make one giant mech. You guys could just call this the 16-face gunmen. They shoot their hand at Kamina, making him fly back. He started seeing stars once again, but ends up smacking Simo away again because he was just trying to combine how they did in practice. Buddha ends up hitting him with the Sims talk, and I don't know what was going on through Simo's head, but he ends up taking the gunman on head first and immediately started running with his life on the line. Eventually, Simo and Kamina locked in and went and transformed again. But this time, they actually don't have a lot of fighting spirits simply because they haven't eaten all day, maybe even 2 days. So Buddha just throws his butt on the screen, bites out his tail, and rips it clean off. Like, what am I even watching at this point? Simo splits in two, and they eat Buddha's tail to restore energy, giving them power to defeat the gunman in one single blow as they scrambled away. And Kid is crying. No, not because he's watching Pre, his favorite YouTuber, but because he thought his sisters got clapped in the fight. But once again, they all live to see another day as our crew keeps roaming around trying to locate the main base.
Just let me know. I can't even fuck with your friend. I heard that shit a hoe. And she don't want that bad that goofy.
Yoko and Kamina are bonding, it seems, before they jump around and fall through the ground. Ended up underground in another village that was exactly like the one they had, except this one looked way more depressing. I mean, we don't even have color on the screen anymore. They dead serious took all the color away for this episode. But the people down here, of course, don't know that there's an above surface, because literally almost every single human on this planet lives underground for a very good reason, because you know, the gunmen and everything. So in their eyes, they think that the gunmen are gods, and they call this a face god. This is where we meet another important character that will be joining our journey, named Rocio. And apparently, they think they are from the heavens, which is just the rules they have down here. Like, obviously, we know there's no face god, there's no deity, and we definitely know that this crew does not come from the heavens above. So you might be thinking, well, why do these people think this? Where did they get all this information from? And that's why I want to introduce you guys to his father, the priest. Now back to what I was saying, like, this village is super depressing and everything. Well, yeah, this place can only have a total amount of 50 people. And the reason why they have it at 50 is to keep everything balanced so they can survive as long as possible down here. But here's the thing, the people don't know that the priest has made all of this up. So when he gets news that 2 new babies are about to be born, this has now brought the population up to 52, and these kids right here end up drawing a short stick. But here's the thing about drawing a short straw. 1, he actually rigged it because these kids are orphans, so technically nobody will miss them. And 2, he actually lies to everybody and says that up on the surface, when they let them out, they are ascending into a new world and into heaven. So he has dead serious been sending people to their deaths, and he was going to do it to these kids too. And guys, all of this, like the limited population, all that stuff, and Rocio all have a full circle moment right at part 2 of the anime. And I'm going to be honest with you guys right now, I don't know how long this video is going to be. If it's over an hour long, I might have to do this in 2 parts, and you guys might get 2 2-hour videos, but also I gotta see how good you guys love this first part. So obviously this doesn't sit right with Kamina. He starts freaking out at the priest and everything, and in the middle he was about to expose the old man, a giant mech comes dropping down. Look at how this old man is looking. I'm way too old for this dumb crap to be happening. That suddenly is going to cost a fortune to fix. Why would he just not use the elevator that we have? This was the original gunman who had been trying to hunt them down. Let me tell you guys, that viral guy, bro, was not letting up. He was reaching Kabuto levels of annoying. No, never mind. Kabuto is S-tier levels of rage bait. And while they were fighting, Rocio had the idea to go to the other mech, but to his surprise, it was already moving and activated. It goes into battle and instantly starts getting comboed up before finally getting the blow off, ramming into it and smashing it into what looks like some sort of void. And the person to come out was the priest, and his son was right there to see him, which led to his son learning the full truth. Even his father giving him a holy book and admitting that he can't even read before the 2 kids and him joined the team. Now everyone, let's play a little game of quick recap. No, I am not doing this because the episode had fan service all over it, and I don't want to get completely demonetized. No, not at all. I just want to do some quick segments of an episode called Quick Recaps with Pre. And start. First, they are tracking the main gunman's base and end up realizing that's the reason they can't find it is because it's moving, which leads to them fighting gunmen and then getting surrounded by this spooky mist. And then some old geezer pops up and points them into the right direction. They also adopted the guy on the way until they came up to this new site that obviously was trapped. Some weird lady shows up with a bunch of girls and cooking that looked like it would kill someone with just 1 bite. Oh, and the black siblings are also here too. They all figure out that they were also in the mist and got led on by the old man, which is oddly suspiciously the same. Then they all soak in the hot springs, and what is this frame I'm looking at? 1, is that not a child next to you, Kamina? And 2, how is Buta holding on with his mouth? What is going on? What is he holding on to? So Kamina starts reminiscing about their journey while being butt naked, and they end up realizing that the entire place is actually a gunman. Then Kamina does one of the hardest, most outlandish poses I've seen in a minute. Another outlandish freeze frame. I don't know why Simone is tooted up. Then they all start running for their lives, eventually getting back to their mechs. Also, the girls have all been kidnapped, you can see Yoko is pissed off. This looks like 223 when he locks on to one of his preys. Oh, Yoko is a lot more than just pissed off. Then she shoots the cage, helping them escape, and then there's just an all-out brawl inside between them and the Beastman. And then another crazy frame. They storm the control room before blasting out and finally coming in and taking out the giant gunman. And once again, they save the day, and let's ignore that. But the team never gets a break as the huge explosion goes off. And once again, Viral has found them.
Looks like I found you again, you filthy humans. Today will be the day I kill all of you and use your heads as trophy inside of my office. And then after that, I will. Why are you guys freaking naked?
They start going full force at each other as Viral kicks them in the air, comes down with a power driver and explodes the area. But nah, I swear this anime just throws curveballs after curveballs. As they are fighting, a huge bullet comes and explodes all of them. And this super giant gunman comes out from behind Viral. Remember that spiral base they were looking for? Well, yeah, it's this big old gunman. And that's the reason they couldn't track it down, because it was actually moving. Look at the absolute size difference. This thing could literally have on Skechers and just stomp on them with absolutely no problem whatsoever.
You puny, trifling humans! You dare come from the dirt and try to attack my beastmen? Give up now and go back to the underground where you belong!
Then they once again just release a barrage of missiles on them. Generally, I was so surprised that this mech could take this much damage. Like, how many times are they about to get nuke kill streaks dropped on them? Kamina, we might need to run and escape, big bro. I agree, big bro. This gunman is a giant. There's no way we can fight that right now.
Never stop, never what?
Never stop, never what? Before they charge up using battle spirit, fixing the mag, what is this man on the run or something? They start running as explosions and missiles go off all around them just to get exploded again. And is this a freaking mushroom cloud? Did they just hit them with a nuke? Then they just both lock in, flipping in the air, getting shot in the air, dodging missiles in the air, and hitting a crazy flying kick. Tell me these two scenes don't have the same energy. Go watch that video, by the way, and even part 2 on my homie's Kamina channel. Legit top tier content creator of this generation, I promise. So our team Gurren are watching the fight from distance, thinking they are safe.
Oh, great heavens!
And then they get surrounded by gunmen also.
What the hell? Why is Viral on the ground hitting handstands?
I think he lost his fight, sire.
Imbecile!
But so before the Gurren team almost got put on the Instagram RIP list, another gunman comes in and instantly takes out the 3 gunmen. Anybody call a handsome and saucy guy to come and help?
Well, well, well. So you are the one giving my minions trouble. It seems you have stumbled upon your death wish. I'm one of the 4 generals of the Spiral King. Left combo, right combo, wombo combo.
Then he starts playing patty cake with them. Bro, are they getting a wedgie while inside of a mag? I could never in my life get caught lacking a position like this. But they do end up getting saved by one of the people from Yoko's village. And of course, Kitty was there too. Then they just start jumping Kamina and Simo, hitting them with the right hook, sending them sailing in the sky and making them toot up.
You have no hope of beating me. You or your filthy human friends. No one is a match for the Monkey King General.
Simo ended up coming up with a bright idea, and Kamina lets him fully take over the mag as they start running and shooting until they get cornered at the edge of the cliff. But Simo had been planting drills all around them and lured them into a trap. And hold up, rewind that. Yo, little freaky self, Simone. Why are you licking your lips at a time like this?
Foolish humans. Do you think I'm scared of circles or something? Do I look stupid to you as one of the Spiral King's generals?
Simo slams the ground as they all start to fall down as they take care of the general for now. So everyone had to take their chance to start clip farming for Aura. Like, you guys are not slick. Also, why did they not help Simo and Kamina fight the big boss gunman? But basically, everyone was inspired by Kamina and how wanted to help join the fight and taking down the Spiral King. So meet Zorthi, Kid, Iraq, Jorgon, and his twin brother Balimbo, all new members of the Gurren Lagann crew.
Capes, trip, flexing, doing things for the love of the game. That's what it's all about, team. We will beat that giant gunman tomorrow and even steal it if we can.
And basically, they come up with a plan that only Simo can complete, because he can use Lagann to merge with the gunman, which is called Daiganzai. Spoiler alert, but that eventually becomes the team full name. But I'm just going to stick with Team Gurren Lagann. It's basically the same way he controls his own mech. Before they go out to war again, Yoko and Simo start having a little talk, and she basically gives him some good luck, hitting him with the pump fake of doom. Look at him, man. He's completely cooked. No, someone go save my boy before he ends up like Kai Cenat somewhere getting clipped in a photo booth. But we free and stuff. Wait, hold up. Am I tripping? Or is Buddha looking too? Oh, and after she actually lets Simo know, she goes and kisses Kamina. And he ends up kissing her back and promising her he will come back and give her another one before throwing on his cape and straight flexing on her. But boy, oh boy, that entire time Simone had been watching. Oh my goodness. I'm about to throw up. This is like a top 10 worst canyon event for dudes, man. They all start marching out to have a huge throwdown with one of the generals, and Simo's head is not in the game. He's literally having performance issues as we speak. So they sneak up on the gunman, but they have been waiting on that. And Kamina throws up a trap car and they start throwing boulders back at the gunman.
You silly puny humans. Those are like throwing pebbles at a dragon lord. It won't even do a scratch. What the hell? How did they put a switch on a sniper rifle? They must have that new Marvel Rivals Black Widow update.
And of course, they start returning fire and even started throwing the gunman directly at them as Yoko turns into Pride Phase clan member, hitting quick scopes back to back. Then Vira and Kamina once again start to fight each other, which gave Simo enough of a distraction to go over the gunman's blind spot and slam down as he tried hijacking it. Then Kamina and Vira once again start going at it one-on-one, hitting each other with crazy serial moves and combos. And the gunman tried to sneak Kamina just to get juggled in the air by Yoko. I have legit never seen someone snipe a person in the air and continue to do it. But tragically, the plan didn't fully work and Simo didn't emerge all the way, obviously because he was having war flashbacks of Yoko, and it was holding him back from using his full concentration and strength. And since they are trying to steal the gunman, the monkey general has now gone to his own mech and planned to join the battlefield. Since Simo was having trouble, Kamina had decided to come and motivate him and ended up winding up a mean right hand and slugs him across the face. I might not be the smartest, but I'm slapping Kamina with a case of child abuse. Is that smoke coming from his hands? Did he just hit Simo with a black flash? Kamina, hold up, see, I have a place right for you, and it's called prison. Still my goat though. So this time, Kamina inspires him by saying, believe in the you who believes in yourself. This makes his fighting spirit flare up again as he starts taking control of the gunman.
I really outdid myself this time. I should have topped it off with letting my cape flow with no wind blowing. I really am the greatest. Might even be above plot armor.
He instantly gets shredded to pieces and blown up. The monkey general instantly is on top of him, but not only him, Vira also starts fighting. And this was just a generational jumping, taking off his legs, grabbing his arms, and hitting flips, while the other power drove him with a spear. Look at the complete and utter shock on everyone's face, and all of Kamina vitals go offline. And this man Simon snaps. While candles started erupting, he started spraying bullets everywhere, making the ground erupt with lava.
What the hell in Monkey Land is going on?
Then Vira gets boomed into orbit. But just when we thought our goat was dead, he says,
can a guy get a little bit of sleep around here?
yeah, this man is really him. And so is Simon. But he's not as happy at that point right now. Don't try to skip ahead and ruin all the fun.
What left do I have? The girls already took my dignity, Kamina took my future wife, and now they've ruined my big bro.
And once again, Kamina punches Simo in the face to make sure he locks back in.
So if I die, I need to respond for 5 seconds, and you're already crying and giving up. If I could punch you again, I would. Raise your head, little bro, and show off that fit at any cost.
Then they end up fully merging and blowing up an entire volcano from how clean they are, supercharging and hitting a Sasuke moveset and instantly taking out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 gunmen instantly. Then they catch an entire blast wave with their hand, throws the glasses, turns them into 2 glasses, making him a poster board, and then turns his drill into a big boy drill before slamming into the general, posing on him for the one time before he exploded in the background. Did he just use do the cool guys look out explosion move? And just like that, Kamina ends up passing away for real this time. No!
Try to bail up in Orlando. I'm trying to make him my own land. Stick his drum out like a tic-tac.
General Drip Monkey has been defeated in battle. How worthless of a pawn he was.
Ladies and gents, meet the head honcho of this all, the Spyro King. This man literally has 5 women on his hip as he sits on the throne, which leads us into meeting all the other generals too. Frank the Turtle, Scorpius, and Synchro Dragon. And you guys know how this goes. One of the Scorpion ladies wants to avenge the general, and she heads out to go attack Simon and the Gurren crew. Meanwhile, Simon is snapping at everything. This man is absolutely traumatized. But on a good note, the giant mech they stole, they can now use as base of operations, including fixing off the gunman. So Kid and Simo end up arguing, and Kid tells him if he were focused, then Kamina wouldn't be dead. And I'm sorry, this scene low-key had me laughing because Simo literally just starts cooking Rossio for no reason. Hey punk boy, why didn't you come out there and call on that face god of yours? Or maybe that dusty busted disgusting leech of a priest that you call a dad. And look at Buddha, man, so inspirational. This is the type of pet I like. An alert ends up going off as they start getting attacked by gunmen, and Rossio ends up hiding with Simo. I'm sorry, I genuinely cannot stand this name. No offense to anyone with this name, but it looks like this name belongs on a sandwich or something. I don't know how to explain it, but Simo goes out and is wildly thrashing them both around. Look how he is stumping this gunman out over and over and over. Never back down, never what? Yeah, he overdid it and it started throwing up, and then he ends up jumping off a cliff. When Simo wakes up, he gets back into his mech and stumbles across this loot chest that was obviously shaped like his minor drill. He ends up opening it, and inside was an entire girl. Holy freaking neck piece. How much did that cost? And is that a gold plating around her too? So apparently this girl has never seen rain or the outside, but she knows exactly what it is, except for dirt. For some reason, whoever told her about the above world never told her about the basics of the earth. Then she just grabs him and was like,
Excuse me, good sir, but why are you the same as me? You have no fangs or claws.
Yeah, because I'm what we call a human, just like you. How much longer are you gonna grab onto my face?
What? is a human?
So they talk for a little bit and the light starts to change. And am I crazy? But wouldn't this be symbolic, like Simone's heart opening back up again? But yeah, this girl name is Nia, and she will be joining us on our long journey. A very important character indeed.
Hey Simone, is that another type of human?
So they start running as this thing rains down fire, and they return to the mech just in time. But Simone is still unstable, so unstable that he can't control his mech. So he's like, all right then, I'll just go out in a blaze of fire. But Nia talks him out of it, saying it's okay to retreat, and Yoko and the others show up just in time. Now Nia doesn't come from a village or anywhere they know of. All she knows is that her father was the one who took care of her, but she made him mad by asking, why was I born? But before they could get any farther, one of the generals end up attacking, and Simone is still down in the dumps right now. But Nia ends up running out, and it turns out that Nia is actually the daughter of the Spiral King. So Lagann had no choice but to retreat, even though she really would have ended her too if she could. And now everyone is on board looking at her crazy because her father is the one they are trying to take down.
Lagann dares retreat in the face of an enemy. You pawns are starting to piss me off more and more by the second. I disowned my daughter long ago. She's on the hit list. Tell her to finish the job.
So in order to prove her loyalty to the Spiral King, Lagann pledges to go defeat all the humans in the area, including Nia.
Leave my presence and don't you dare come back around me and my baddies with failure ever again.
Now they did have plans on interrogating Nia. Also, the old man is also here, the one way back in the mist. He just low-key randomly tagged along and hasn't said a single word. Like, we need to watch this guy. There's no way he's human. Also, Yoko low-key doesn't like Nia. Even when Simone first brought Nia back, she was looking at her like, excuse me, but who is this? Also, Simone is still down in the dumps, and Lagann isn't working because he legitimately has no battle spirit left. So Kitten assigns Nia to Simone for Simone to question her about the enemy. He tells her about his bro, and she tells him about her father, the Spiral King. Yoko, where did you just come from? Why are you hitting the pop-in frame technique?
The pop-and-frame technique, a mid-class level art, where a person is not in the frame for 1 second and then appears from what seems like thin air. This is commonly used as classical intros and appearances.
So Simo ends up telling them about the time that he and his parents got trapped underground, basically buried alive. And Kamina was the one that helped them and urged them to keep going no matter what. Also, you guys can tell me, but were his parents dead right here? Like, was this the tremors that got them killed? But my bro was the greatest. I locked in so hard that even the dirt started talking to me. I felt like prime MJ, 09 LeBron, and 2016 Stephen Curry. And we ended up surviving because of Kamina. And Nia tries to convince Simo, telling him that he can stand on his own 2 feet and do this, which triggers Yoko, and they start arguing. But once again, Dane pulls up looking for a fight. She tells them to hand over the princess, and of course Simo is on board with this. But Nia ends up saying she would give herself up, which is when she finally learns that she isn't even a princess anymore, and her father has marked her for death. And he was the one who had dropped her in the pit and locked her up. Hold up, play the music, because why is Nia just looking at death with a straight and complete poker face? So now everyone is on Nia's side from what they just heard and comes rushing out. Yoko hitting her sniper shots as they all start throwing down. And finally, they get the gunman working, kicking a Dane back. Of course, Viral Guantacan comes in, ruining something and saving her from getting smushed to death. And they end up retreating. So as the days go on, Simo is still down in the dumps and depressed. But Nia is such a real one. This whole time, she is still trying to speak to him and make sure he is okay no matter what. Team Gurren ends up getting a distress call from a nearby village asking for help because gunmen are attacking. 3 random girls, all doing the victim pose, all doing the puppy eyes. Yeah, this doesn't seem like a setup at all. Plus, they're saying things at the exact same time. So they go and take out the gunmen at the village and save the girls. And of course, it was a trap as they get held at gunpoint by beastmen.
Nobody move. If you dare move, I swear I will start making you tap dance.
And of course, Kitten tries to attack and starts hitting tap dance emotes. And now the entire gang has been taken over, all from General Guam, which leads to the ball getting sentenced for public execution and Nia and Guam having a conversation. He ends up telling her that her father is basically immortal and has lived for thousands of years, and disposing of children is nothing to him. And her having human awareness made him not want her anymore because he hated humans. And then he tells her that he can save her, but she ends up smacking the fire out of him. And he legit gets a kick from this. Simo, where are you? Hurry up and pack this man up. Now the whole team is trying as hard as possible to escape, but it was no use. But Simo was digging away, leading them to the freedom that they needed with his small drill. And finally, Simo gets his battle spirit back, and Lagann accepts him as a worthy user again, which freaks out the beastmen because they can't find the mech anywhere. Nia ends up talking trash to Guam, saying Simo would defeat him and whip his head, making him mad. He ends up pulling out a gun on her, even pulling the trigger. But luckily, the old man was here to save her. How did he not get caught too? I'm telling you guys, we need to watch him. And then Simo comes in true hero fashion and saves Nia, scooping her away. Is he hundreds of feet in the air while carrying her right now? Yo, Simo, this is what I'm talking about. Guam ends up getting his mech as the battle is being broadcasted to each of the villages. And Guam just started chopping on Gurren like a crazed man. But Simo comes from the top rope, combining with Rossio, and look how he pulled up. Do I see a cape flying? He started hitting that main character energy, pointing to the sky and declaring himself as the GOAT. Hitting that, who the hell do you think I am? Bars, man, straight bars, slamming right into him and then hitting him with Kamina finishing double glass move, posing as Guam gets sent to the Shadow Realm, forcing him and all his beastmen to go running away again. Do you see these cases? These are all the princesses that were killed. It was looking like the Elden Ring gravesite plains. Why is Nia farming clips right now while we're talking? Who is she even talking to? Her back is to the camera. And with that, Nia joins the team and the crew continues on their journey to attack the capital right in the Spire King's home.
I got tired of 1,000, so I got a million. Say that I'm eating good. Walk around, I got ass on me like I'm chopping wood.
So a few filler scenes go by, them seeing the sea for the first time, which they had to go through to get to the capital, and Yoko getting jealous of Nia. She was basically cooking Yoko and everything. Them turning the mech into a giant boat basically, but of course that won't last long. They end up getting attacked again by Vyra and Lagann. Like, how did he always just know where to find them and have the perfect attack sequence to win? I don't know what's worse, this or the Pokemon TCG expert CPU knowing exactly how to counter any deck I have. I'm about to get mad even thinking about it. Like, who thought a sleep core meta was ever a good idea? And are these dolphins hurling torpedoes at them? On top of that, the gunmen aren't even waterproof yet, so they are literally at a huge disadvantage. But Gurren Lagann is just built different and is automatically waterproof because how it can regenerate through Simon's battle spirit. But he was still getting smacked around like a dog. Then to make things even worse, they start attacking the gunmen and start dragging it down to the bottom of the ocean. Not a foreshadow or anything. So while everyone is freaking out, Nia tells them to be calm and trust in Simon because he will figure something out. Bro, what is this build? Simon finally locks in and up in his battle spirit, going into overdrive, pulling out a huge drill again and using it to maneuver. This man is literally drilling through water. But of course it's not over as Lagann comes popping out of the water with Nia as a hostage. So now Vyra has Simon at gunpoint and Nia as a hostage. So Yoko comes in and I'm going to just pretend like she got a cape on because why is she posing like this before pulling out her sniper and aiming right at Nia, who closes her eyes as Yoko's fire, sending Lagann backwards, and old man grandpa ends up saving her. And at point blank range, they blow her to smithereens as Simon handles Vyra and they decimate Lagann. And they just start riding out of the battlefield on a giant wave. Like, what am I even watching, man? This is such insane levels of peak. By the way, Vyra survived, of course.
Yeah, gosh dang it. Why do I keep losing to those dang humans? I got beat up in front of 2 baddies now. How can I go back to the generals with this L on my record? Curse it all!
And at the end of the day, Yoko lets go of her jealousy of Nia. And once again, our team continues on the journey ahead. From all the constant wars and fights, Ratio is now have physical problems. He's just not built like Simon and Kamina. Since they got attacked in the water, now they are getting attacked from the air. And they're about to get absolutely torn up again. Air bombs, air missiles, and bullet bills are all just tearing the mech apart. They end up throwing Simon into the air, and this man starts using his drill to Tarzan to each air gunman. Also, Yoko and Simon are piloting together, and they end up merging with one of the flying gunmen since Simon can legit hack any gunman. So they slowly start turning the fight around until they run into Vyra again. They go zooming around in the air, trading long range blows, all while Yoko is still firing her sniper. But she gets her platform broken and starts falling to her death, crashing into the general's gunman. And Vyra comes in demanding to fight Kamina, and Simon is like, my bro is dead. Then Vyra starts freaking out because this whole time he has been losing to a kid and not Kamina like he thought.
Don't tell me. Don't you dare tell me I've been losing to a kid. I've been losing to someone the same height as Gurren? This can genuinely never get back to the boys at home. I might get banished by the Spiral King himself for this embarrassment. Come on here, kid. It's time for me to end this.
So they go to do a 1v1. Simon was completely outclassing Vyra. Like, this was just elder abuse, basically. Kicking him on the side, screaming, going into an arm wrestle. But the general comes in and takes Yoko hostage. It tells Vyra to stop messing around and end Simon. But Vyra had too much pride. It couldn't stoop to such weak tactics. And on the outside, the team used this giant mech, put it into overdrive, and jumped right on top of the ship. Then hits them with a literal flying kick, destroying the whole air gunman. But sadly, neither Vyra nor the general are dead. Also, Nia became the new cook, and that looks like complete death. Someone take her out of the kitchen. So with Simon looking so clean, Yoko had to ask him if he knew about her and Kamina. And just like the pimp with a capital P he is, he tells her yeah, and he keeps living on with his life. Oh, and the reason why Ratio was in urgent care, well, it was because of Nia's cooking. But Simon came from the churches and was eating it all up.
General Thillum clapped, then Lagann and even Guam lost. And now you two come back to me in defeat. Not only that, viral. You betrayed a command from your general. Why should I not throw you to the fishes to drown?
Forgive me, my king, but I could not go out like that. My pride as a beastman wouldn't allow me to win in such a lame way. My street credit would be completely destroyed. But why are these humans so strong? Why can't I beat them?
Follow me then. Viral.
So he follows the Spiral King, who explains to him how he did the creation of the Beastmen and how they go into a deep sleep to be created.
If you wish to know more about this human race and what they are, listen to me carefully, Viral.
Now, before they reach the capital, they visited Kamina's grave along with Yoko and Buddha. So they pull up to the capital and it dead serious is a giant freaking drill. Quick backstory. The Spiral King has purposely driven humans to the depths of the earth because they didn't fully understand the power of the spiral. It's extremely dangerous. So the next round versus General is coming up. And this time our team can fly too. But they aren't just getting attacked from the air. They also getting blasted from below. And look how many gunmen they are up against. But my ghost Simon charges up and squad wipes the entire fleet. He went from to but this didn't last long as they had to dodge and maneuver a trillion missiles before he sent out a giant bomb, throwing it at them, and they ended up getting held down. But the community had all seen the broadcast earlier, and a whole new army came to help Team Gurren finally take down the Spiral King's army and set humanity free. And this man hits his limits and snaps, but the giant Lagann just comes and destroys him and slices the entire mecha right in half. And then it just falls on the Turtles General too, making a nuclear explosion. And finally, besides Viral, all the generals have now been defeated. Or so we thought. Yeah, Turtleman is still alive and kicking and starts spinning like crazy, creating a tornado-like effect, and all the civilians started flying to their deaths, not realizing what was happening. And then gets on a hologram broadcast to warn and save everyone. Then she hits the Simon pose and tells them not to fear. Simon will save everyone. And right on cue, Simon had dug under one of them and tried to lift them up and pierce them from the bottom, but he couldn't get the correct angle. This was until they slammed down on them and created a hole for him. And finally, we got rid of Frank the Turtle. Remember that giant drill, you know, the capital? Yeah, that's a giant gunman too.
In that very moment, the entire crew realized that what stood before them was something they had never seen before, a threat far greater than anyone would have guessed.
So Simon flies straight up past the clouds to the mecha comes face to face with the Spiral King himself, Lord Genome. Simon instantly tried to attack just to get parried by just a finger from the Spiral King and flicked him, sending him spiraling out of control until they caught him. So Nia tells Simon to take her to her father because I don't know what she about to do to him. Some Naruto talk jutsu? That doesn't work in this universe. So the entire team clears a path for them and slams into the mech, creating an interest for them. Now it's all up to Simon.
Why do you humans continue to resist when the results will all be the same? Time and time again I have to crush you lowly humans and show you your place. You aren't even worthy enough to fight me. Viral, take care of him.
And Viral comes in to fight also.
This embarrassment and humiliation ritual that you put me through finally ends here, you peasant human. The Spiral King has blessed me with a completely new body. A body that not even you can rival. Say your prayers to your God, because that bald man in my splendid hair will be the last thing you ever see.
Also, Viral has got a new body from the Spiral King, so he's more powerful now, but like, he still gets his butt whooped. All for the Spiral King just to tell him that he never created Beastmen to beat humans in the first place, because they will never be stronger than a human that's fully connected to the Spiral. So Nia asks her father, why would he send all the humans to the depths of the earth and kill so many humans who came to the surface? And he says that he is actually the one who is protecting Earth. And then he tells his own daughter that in order to protect the world, she must die and attacks her, but Simon blocks the blow.
Perhaps the spiral power is strong in you, and you are a bit of a worthy opponent.
He gets into his mech, smashes down, creating a giant crater in the ground on impact. Simon punches, but he parries, hitting him with a knee, sending him flying up, spinning in air, hitting a kick, charges him, but Simon blocks it. A high kick is also blocked, both punching each other, clashing. Before headbutting and split kicking him, he throws a scorpion move that gets smacked out the way. Simon uses his giant drill, but Lord Stone blocks it with his teeth. Why does this dang mech have teeth anyways? Like, why am I even surprised at this point? He breaks through the drill and hits him with a mean uppercut and pins him to the ceiling, watching him fall to the ground.
One time a man also came and tried to fight me, not knowing that he was dooming this world, but don't worry, you will join him also.
But they didn't stop, breaking through Lord Genome's armor. Ratio grabbing him into place as Simon uses Lagann to try and hijack his mech, but he knew better and just self-destructed the part he was trying to connect to.
Allow me to show you the terror that a bald king can release upon you!
Then Lord Genome powers up and they go into a drill class, and they dead serious start pushing him back, but then he says,
I should have known a mech wouldn't be able to handle a demon like me. Fine, I'll destroy you myself.
And he booms Simon and Neo straight down, hitting them with kicks and rights, and then another uppercut. They slug each other back and forth, but sadly Simon loses his arms and is looking down for the count. But Simon stabs him with his mini drill straight into him and hits an Ichigo on this man.
Dang, man. I guess I'm Toji before Toji, huh? I'm not gonna lie to you. Simone, but hear my words when I say this. Simone, a threat way stronger than me will come on this planet, and the moon will become Hell's messenger, and you all will be nothing. Trust me when I say this. You guys are cooked.
Hey, Pre, the video's still going, bro.
What in the hecky? All right. Well, I guess since you guys are still here for some reason, the video had ended. I guess I'll just do my regular outro. So remember, God loves you tomorrow, today, and forever. Peace.